Windows Live Movie Maker, Part 3. In this tutorial, you will learn to add captions, titles, and transitions. Hi there. Welcome back. So now what we want to do is we want to add in some words, something so the audience can read and we don't have to add voiceover, which can take a little bit more work. So the first thing I'm going to do is move this picture to the front here, because this is where I'll be adding some words. And then on the home ribbon, on the side here, you see three different options. The credits option will add some credits, and we'll do that later. The caption option will put a text box over a picture that you see right now. And the title button will add a new blank slide. So we'll add a slide without any picture that you can add text on. First, let's add a caption to this photo. We're going to say DNA is the building blocks of life. And notice it's kind of a problem because it's in white. Oops, and I have an extra L here. We have a few options. We can try and change the color, but black doesn't work too much better. And this is one of the limitations of these programs, is there's not a lot you can do. But you can usually work around it. So on the side here, you have some effects that each of the captions can have. So I'm going to give it this effect right up here on a block, and then it will come down midway down the screen. So go ahead and click on that. And then you see what happens is a little bar at the bottom here shows up. And this shows that there is text being added to the slide and how long it's going to stay. So if I wanted this text to be less than the length of the image, I can do that. And then the text would disappear before we'd fade to a new image. But I like it to be about the same time. So if I need to change it, I click on that kind of pink box there. And I'll change the duration back to 3 seconds. That's a simple caption. The other option you can do is add a you can add a title slide. Title slide's a blank slide, so this is a nice transition if you want to have just some text for the audience to read and you don't want them to get distracted by an image, or maybe you have more text than could fit on an image and still be readable. So I'm going to make this title slide, What is DNA? This is the first slide that anyone will see as they go through. It kind of fades in, because right now we have this effect selected where it zooms in. And I like that, so I'll leave that there. It kind of gives it a mystery feel. And then it jumps over into our next slide. The problem is that's real choppy. Let me move the playhead right here to the end. So image fades away and boom, goes to the next one. We don't really like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a transition. Transitions are simply how you get from one image to the next. Oop, there is an example. You can have different wipes. They go across or things like that. Much like the image effects and all the different visual effects you can do, use these with caution because they can become overwhelming very quickly. So like the other things, make sure you use them with purpose. It's actually best just to use one or two transitions and use those over and over again. Personally, I like this one, which is the blur through black. So I'll add in that transition. And you can see it gives, at the corner of the slide it's transitioning into, it gives it that triangle there to let us know that we have a transition. Now when we play it, rather than just jumping to the slide, it fades in. And I would like it to fade in a little more slowly, so I can change the transition time to 2 seconds. And I can change the duration of this slide a little longer. So we fade in with our question. And we can keep tweaking that. I'll probably, before we go to the next video, I'll probably tweak it a little bit more so that the image stays up a little longer and the text stays up a little longer. Because you want to make sure you give your audience plenty of time to read. So if I wanted to make other transitions, I could add them in here. I think as a general rule, you should use the simple transition on most of your slides, just because I find it moves too quickly if you don't. So let me add a few more. And that should be all the time we have for this video.